Wait, how do you get in here? Be there or be square. This is the reality of cooking. Sometimes you make it wrong. Wow. Well, hello there and Happy New Year. I thought I'd make dinner with you guys tonight, and since it's the new year and I'm sure some of you have maybe some New Year's resolution for a healthier lifestyle, I'd give you an easy and delicious yet healthy dinner option. And if you're not watching this at the new year and you're having maybe a mid-year resolution, or you already have a healthy lifestyle, or you just want a new recipe to try out, I'm sure you'll like this one too. So I have some water boiling. I'm going to use some whole wheat linguine, and we are going to need 4 ounces for this recipe. So this is a 1 pound box of linguine. I don't know how they expect you to measure 4 ounces, but we're going to give it a try. Make sure you salt your water, give your pasta a little bit more flavor. And I'm just going to estimate. I'm going to estimate that this is 4 ounces of pasta. And our box says to cook it for 7 to 9 minutes, so I'm going to start with 7. Next up, we are going to add some olive oil to my nonstick pan I'm going to use here. You can use cast iron, whatever you have. You could even use a wok if that's the biggest pan you have. Just want to make sure we have room for 2 cups worth of tomatoes, 2 cups worth of mushrooms, about 3/4 of a pound of sausage, and then your pasta. So a tablespoon or 2 of oil. And I'm not going to turn my heat on just yet. I want to start cooking all of my vegetables and my sausage at the same time. So I have an 8-ounce package of already sliced white mushrooms. You can use whatever kind of mushrooms you prefer. I think this is about 2 cups. Whether or not, it's all gonna go in. Look at this big honkin' mushroom. If you want your mushroom pieces smaller, go ahead and do that. Alright, now we're supposed to have 2 cups worth of julienned plum tomatoes, but I just happen to have cherry tomatoes at home right now, so I'm just going to quarter my cherry tomatoes. And if you want chunky tomatoes, just cut them in half. And I think I'm going to quarter my whole quart of tomatoes. I think that'll be about 2 cups. So if you're using cherry tomatoes, a pint worth should be just right. Now, this recipe was originally a Weight Watchers recipe, and I just grew up eating it, and I knew no different. It was just one of my favorites because it's quick to cook, so I'm sure my mom liked it for that reason, and it was super tasty. The sausage brought a lot of flavor to the game. And today I have plant-based smoked apple and sage sausages. My usual sausage is a turkey kielbasa loop sausage, and the turkey kielbasa you can get from Aldi is really good. The spice is really nice in there, and the sausage just brings a lot of flavor to the whole dish, so it's very important to have in there. I've never had this sausage that I'm going to be trying out today, so I'm interested to see how it'll taste. I have high hopes. Is healthy eating one of your guys' New Year's resolutions, or is it a new journey you're starting out on whenever you're watching this video? If it is, let me know. I'd love to cheer you on. I know it can be a big change for some people. Healthy eating doesn't have to be bad tasting, which I hope you'll all find today when you try out this recipe. Yeah, so leave a comment down below. I'd love to know. And if you guys have a favorite plant-based sausage that you use, let me know because I'd like to try it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put these into our pan. And our time is up on our pasta. So I'm going to drain that, drizzle it with a tiny bit of olive oil so it doesn't stick together, and then we're just going to set it aside until we're ready to add it to our vegetables. And it's okay if you don't get all of the water out of your pan. That can just help any of the juices or sauce from your dish stick to your pasta. Last but not least, our sausage that we're going to be using today. I'm excited to try it out. Oh boy, how do you get in here? Interesting situation. They really give you the real sausage effect. Be there or be square. Okay. So, I'm going to use 3 of them. Can I eat this raw? Let's see. Ready to eat. Okay, let's give it a little taste test. That's not half bad. That has nice flavor. Just interesting that you should take the plastic off of it. It's actually pretty yummy. I'm pleasantly surprised. It's kind of nice that you have to cut the plastic off because you get to nibble on this little end. Don't mind me. And we'll set that last one aside for another delicious dish. Okay. I'm going to turn my pan with oil and veggies on to medium heat. And I'm going to cut my sausages into maybe like of course they're already the size of a quarter, maybe a 1/2 inch thick. I guess it's however big or small you want the pieces, because your kielbasa is probably already going to be pre-cooked. So you're just going to want to cut it however big you want it. I like to get a little bit of brown on the sausage. So this is about how big I cut them. I don't know if I said this. The recipe called for a 1/2 pound of sausage. We're going to toss that right in. It's going to brown up with the mushrooms. And that's the biggest thing. We're going to get our mushrooms sauteed and softened and golden brown on the outside. We'll give it a little toss. And last but certainly not least, even though I almost forgot it, we're going to add a diced clove of garlic. Alright, and I'm going to add this in right now, and you can wait until closer to the end if you want. I'm going to add it now because I like how the garlic kind of sweetens a little bit as it cooks. The only thing you have to watch out for is making sure you don't burn your garlic. So make sure you keep stirring your pan. Alright, so I've got my pasta just in here. And then my veggies and sausages and garlic right in here. And you can see the juice that's coming from the tomatoes and the mushrooms. So if you are worried about this dish being dry, like, where's the sauce? Don't fret, the vegetables are making their own sauce for our pasta. And actually, I made the recipe wrong already. You're supposed to add the tomatoes in at the end. But it's alright, we're going to have more sauce because I'm cooking down our tomatoes. So we're going to have a little bit more of a saucy sauce. But the flavor will still be there. I guess it's kind of up to you too. Like, some people don't like mushy tomatoes. Some people like that really fresh, garnish your dish with fresh tomatoes. So whatever you prefer. The recipe says to put them in at the end, but this is the reality of cooking. Sometimes you make it wrong, and you just have to go along with it. So the only thing this might prevent is our mushrooms from getting that nice golden brown on the bottom or on the sides, but we'll get on with it. It smells yummy already. All right, so while this is going, I'm going to add 1.5 teaspoons of basil. I'm using dried because that's what I have. If you have fresh, go ahead and use fresh. Fresh is best, but sometimes we just don't have that luxury. And if you're using fresh basil, use 4.5 teaspoons of chopped basil and cook that in with your dish. I'm gonna give you guys a close-up. Wow, look at that beautiful simmering. I'm actually okay with the fact that I forgot that you don't add the tomatoes right away, because I like that I'm going to have a nice little red sauce to go on my pasta. But the original recipe is delicious. Don't get me wrong. So do as I say, not as I do, but if you accidentally do what I do, it'll all turn out okay. Now, since I can't tell by color if my mushrooms are where I want them to be, I'm going to find one of the big boys, maybe thicker. It doesn't necessarily have to be one of the really long ones. A thicker mushroom, and I'm gonna see how well a fork goes into it. I like that. I don't like my mushrooms too wimpy. So, last but not least, I'm gonna turn it off. I'm going to add in my pasta. You can serve this separately. You can have your pasta and then top it with however much sausage and veg you want. Especially if you're really bad at estimating how much pasta you need. But, okay. We're gonna mix that in. But first we need to add salt and pepper. So just 1/8 teaspoon of salt, not a lot, because we have salt from our pasta water, so our pasta is salted, and there is salt in our sausage. And then what's salt without pepper? So we're gonna do 1/8 teaspoon of pepper. All right, let's get that all worked in, and then we'll dish some up and give it a taste test. This is probably the hardest part, trying not to make a mess. I'm getting all of your pasta worked in. I have to say, I don't know how appetizing you guys think this looks, but let's give it a taste. Some pasta and mushroom and a sausage. Like I said, it's a little prettier when you put in the tomatoes. Well, it's hard to get a tomato when they're all broken up. Cheers. That's satisfying. It's hearty and it was quick. It's good for you. We have the whole wheat pasta and we've got our veggies in there with tomato and mushrooms and our protein from the sausages. Tell you what, if you're trying a new healthy lifestyle or you just want a new recipe, try this out. Let me know what you think. Let me know what kind of sausage you used. Again, turkey kielbasa is a winner. Don't put the tomatoes in until the end. If you accidentally put them in at the beginning, don't worry, it'll all work out. It'll still be delicious. I'll be sure to link the recipe down below if I can find the link for it. If I can't, I'll just put in all of the ingredient amounts and the directions for you guys to follow. So thanks for watching. Again, Happy New Year to everyone who is watching this right after the new year 2022, and I hope you enjoy. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos, hit that subscribe button and that bell so you know when I drop the next recipe. And if you have ideas of healthy meals that you would like me to make a video for, leave a comment down below. I'd love to make something that you guys want me to cook. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.